All hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die.
What, you didn't want to wear that mask all day? Nah. That was just for spectacle and excitement and enjoyment and... Okay, I'll take the gloves off too. Okay? All right. I'm still keeping the captain's coat on. Can I go too flary? This is my favorite team, and I will do as I please. Like Tom Grossi wears a Green Bay Packer jersey. Because he has issues. Nah, I respect the guy too much. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers once again won your division again, and everyone has doubted the Buccaneers again, and people still hate Baker Mayfield again. I mean, I thought sports was supposed to be like the underdog, overcoming obstacles, but no, sports have become, I have an axe to grind because of reasons. You know, there's a lot of players that done a way worse thing, and I don't think they get this much hate from a guy who basically just, I don't know, happens to be a little cocky. Sure, what player in the NFL that gets drafted as a quarterback doesn't become cocky? Jameis Winston eats W. And we had to deal with him throwing turnovers and touchdowns and turnovers and touchdowns, and to the point where I'm like, I'm done with you! But Tampa's a team that I said that will win the division, and they did with a 10-7 record. Now I did put a little bit saying, what if what did they screw up? And I said 7-10. And boy, was I a little bit scared that maybe 7-10 might be a possibility, and I gotta basically eat crow and deal with Falcon fans and Colin and them just to, yeah. But Baker Mayfield showed great promise, showed great success. Evans kept the streaker going. I don't give a damn if it was a rigged play or the Saints didn't cover or what. I don't give a damn. The man got his money. If you guys are upset about a guy getting his money, then you have your own issues to worry about. Okay? Screw you. That's a $3 million catch. Screw you. So the Buccaneers win the division. They sadly lost to Washington. And I think it got kind of scary here in Tampa. Biggest thing with Todd Bowles, with the notion of he was a good coordinator, just not a good coach, and we lost another corner. Liam Cohen went to Jacksonville, which is still kind of bad. Canales went to Carolina. We face them twice a year. Liam Cohen stayed in the freaking state, and Duval. Ugh. Good luck to you in Jacksonville, Liam Cohen, for the opportunity. Congratulations. Can I hate a man for that? But there's not a lot of love for you here in Tampa. But go ahead and go to Jacksonville, do your thing. And if you guys lose 10 games, I guess it's on you, Duval. But Tampa Bay wins the division. They lose to Washington. Basically showcased the Buccaneer defense not the way it used to be. Levante David said he's coming back. That very grateful. Hassan Reddick got a deal with us, Tampa. Hopefully that will give us a chance to focus more on other issues in the draft. There's still some players that we lost. John Trianka, he went to Cleveland. And KJ Britt's gone too. Oh. But there's still a lot of holes in that defense. And I feel like Todd Bowles' defensive minded should be like, we got Chris Godwin back. We got Ben back to our offensive lineman. Bucky looks great. Rashawn looks great. Baker looks great. Defense is the focus from here on in. Like, I want all draft picks to be defense. Maybe a one receiver here and there, but defense. I want pass rush and secondary help and an inside linebacker. There's some players that we're talking about in the draft that I think they should consider, but I am not the captain. I may pretend to be a captain, but I am not a captain. I am more of a private. Take that as you will. So, the Buccaneers, the best game. Took place in Week 15 at the Los Angeles Chargers. This was a game where Charger fans was not. They felt Tampa was not great. Tampa was viewed. I mean, I think there was like one person that said, I believe Bucs can beat the Chargers, but it was no one thought the score would have been what it is. No one thought the game would have been a 40 burger, 40-17. And to be honest, the only thing the Chargers really had going for them was McCoughlin. That's it. That was the only threat, and then he just disappeared. And, Justin Herbert was playing the whole, like, I never threw an interception in, 25 games. And he threw one to Jamel Dean, of all people, who was not having a great year, and he got his first interception that game. So I was like, what? So, okay. And then I think the big thing was, it showcased Bucky that, because the Chargers were viewed as the best defense stopping the run. And, well, that didn't show up. The Buccaneers offense racked up, what was it? 506 yards of offense, and the Chargers barely got 200. Yes, they both had turnovers. Both had 2 turnovers in the game, but that's not the point. But a 40 burger and nearly 300 plus yards of offense, way more. Not to mention Irving had 117 yards rushing, and Baker had 288 with 4 touchdowns. That is an embarrassment of embarrassment to a Charger team that basically everyone thought this was the team that was going to probably dethrone the Chiefs in the playoffs under a microscope with LSD playing Madden. But still, that was a thought. And even I was surprised going, they beat the Chargers. But like that? Even I was like, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. But this was the best game for the Buccaneers because it showcased, at least to a much broader audience, that, going across the country, play the Chargers, 4 o'clock game, Chargers had momentum, home field, best defense, that basically the only reason why the Chargers would have lost the game is if Justin Herbert threw like 20 interceptions. Like, the Bucs got, like, no logical chance of winning. But they did. And they did it, and so impressively that I was so schadenfreude by the whole thing, I watched Charger fans bitch and moan on YouTube. That's how much of an asshole I am. I watched it, and I enjoyed it. Come on, you guys do the same thing, too. Don't give me that. Stop looking at me like that. You do the same thing, too. When you beat a team, you go watch their podcast, you go watch their segment, you watch them bitch and moan on the camera for about 20 minutes and go, oh, this is a great show. But that was their best. For we must talk about their worst, and I must accept it. Now, there's lots of worst games, but the worst game took place literally the week after. Boy, was that game bad. And it was bad not because Rachaad White got the ball stripped in the last drive that probably could have led to the Bucs' victory in a last-second field goal, or better. It was the fact that we made Cooper Rush look like maybe I should be just talking about a $30 million deal contract with the Cowboys and let Dak Prescott go away. They made CeeDee Lamb basically the only offense because Rico Dallin wasn't really doing anything against the Bucs that day, let's be real. I mean, Rico had what? 23 yards on 13 carries. Yeah, it was the Cooper Rush who nearly had 300 yards, 292. Okay? The Buccaneers looked bad, and a lot of it was big on the biggest flaw that really showcased. The Buccaneer defense was not good. It has not been good this whole year. Whether it's secondary, the middle being open, the pass rush can't get there without a blitz. Some players are not developing the way they should be. Injuries, you name it. The Buccaneer defense was hindering hard for the Buccaneers' successful offense year, with Bucky stepping up as potential Rookie of the Year type of caliber, and the rushing attack went from dead last for the past, 3 years to being top 4, and showcasing that we can run the ball, and Baker can throw for 40 touchdowns, and the Buccaneers do look good. McMillan stepping in for Chris Godwin, all the goodness. But it showcased that it showed much more in the Commanders game in the playoffs. If the Buccaneer offense mess up, the defense may not have the ability to bail them out at most times. And it showed. And this was a case of that. If the Buccaneer offense, gets stalled, makes crucial mistakes, That could literally kill the team. Even that mistake is as early as the second quarter. That's how devastating it was to watch this Buccaneer defense. That at times I would feel more confident about my defense than my offense as a Buccaneer fan. Now I'm more confident in my offense, but when they mess up, I'm thinking, well, screwed. So this game against Dallas, it wasn't so much that we lost in the way we lost. It was just, man, it really just showcased Ken. I honestly thought, well, whoever we play in the first round, we're going home, and we went home. Even though we were the closest game in the whole playoffs, so at least we can say our game was close, and we lost by a doink. But other than that, yeah, that was the worst game, because it really showed on a national stage, Sunday Night Football, thank you very much, that maybe the Buccaneers are not good team. Good offense, not good team. And it kind of showed. Going to the Buccaneers, MVP goes to the man who no one wants to give him any credit at all, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield threw for an exactly 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns. Yes, he threw like the second most interceptions. Yes, I get that. I get that's bad. I get that's bad. I admit that is bad. Throwing 15 more interceptions in the season is not good. I get it. I get it. I get it. But when the Buccaneers lost David Canales to the Panthers and Liam Cohen came in, there was a lot of talk that Baker Mayfield and the Bucs were going to regress. That they didn't believe that Liam Cohen and the Bucs do it. The Buccaneers were so good with Baker. Baker Mayfield had basically gave 2 head coaching jobs to one-year coaches. Both to feline-based teams, Panthers and Jaguars. I guess that means that if he does it this year, he's going to become the Bengals head coach, since that's the theme we're going with. So unless Baker Mayfield is just the head coach whisperer, he's adapting to the different coaching staff very quickly to produce numbers. He gets better. He looks better. The Bucs look better offensively. But I just can't help but feel like, how can it not? Yes, you can see Bucky Irving. But the biggest question was, Baker Mayfield, is he going to show up as well as he did last year that got him that contract extension, that got him his money in his second year with a new head coordinator and a whole new thing when now everyone knows that, okay, Baker Mayfield looks like he can play. Let's see what happened after he gets paid. Is his ego going to come back? Like, there was so much negativity on Baker Mayfield in this second year after a successful year because of what happened in Cleveland that it basically just made it seem like, well, he's going to regress, obviously. I mean, he's going to regress. There was not even a sense of optimism or positivity for the Buccaneers because of Baker Mayfield, that even now they're saying, well, the Bucs are old. The Bucs are old. Colin, the Bucs are old. They're the 4th youngest team. It's nice when I see journalism in the sports market don't do their research, and basically they're doing more than a YouTube commentary with a bigger paycheck. Do your research. The Buccaneers are the 4th youngest team. How are they old? Maybe because you just hate Baker. Maybe that's what you are. You just hate Baker and you just don't like a good story. Whatever. Suck on that. Grade for the Buccaneers. They won the division. They got double-digit victories for the second year in a row. They lost in the first round. Like I said, I don't use playoff to determine my goal. I said at best they'll go to the division, maybe a Super Bowl. But yes, they didn't get far as they did last year. I know that considered it, but to me, 10-win season, win the division again with more stipulation, more negativity against you. This season was a success. I'm sorry, it still was a successful season for Tampa Bay. They won the division again in the most unique circumstance with players stepping up, rookies stepping up, and a lot of hindrance on the defense side. They should be the bread and butter of Todd Bowles. So it's hard for me to say this season was a meh when, dude, no one thought they'll make the playoff, let alone win the division, and they did. So, Buccaneers, fire the cannons. I call this season a success. Now, who are you guys going to pick? I've been yelling defense, 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 all video long. So, here are the defensive players I'm suggesting. Because the Buccaneers picked 19th, I am fearful they're going to trade to go to the second round. They have 2 second-round picks. But in case they don't do that, Mike Green from Marshall. Yes, they got Rashad Reddick, I know, but Mike Green, if he's there, I'd be like, get him. Siobhan Revel Jr., the cornerback from East Carolina. That's my pick. I want the East Carolina corner. I want him. I want him to replace Jamel Dean. and team up with Zion. I want him. Yes, I know we got Braswell, we got Yaya, and I know. But if Reddick can get us 10 sacks, then I'm thinking we bring him back for another year, an extension, 2 or 3 years. We make a contract, make a deal with him. But a good corner helps out too. But then again, a good pass rush too. And I feel like we kind of addressed the pass rush. And for our first round pick, if Rebel's there, the ECU guy, I say take him. And then Nick Straunt, edge, Texas A&M, another guy I believe, because he's another big body guy. Kind of a little bit more, remind me of a more athletic Kalijah Cansey. I mean, Kalijah Cansey and Vita Vea are killing it in the middle. We just need to get Yaya basically not to be worried about one man. We got 2 pass rushers being worried about. We're to get more sacks. More sacks help a second that's weak. But I still want Rebel. I still want a good corner out there to help shut it down against the Drake London, Chris Olave, and whatever the Panthers give us too. So, but that's who I think. And that's the Buccaneers. And that's the whole entire NFC South. So the South is done for the NFC. But like I always do, since we're in the South, let's stay in the South. So next time, we're going to start a new segment of videos. We're going to the AFC. And the team we're going to start with... I have to do it. Duval. So to start the AFC South, we're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars for Duval reasons. But until next time, I'm Cortez, and I'm a critic, and I'm a captain. Thank you very much for watching, me hearties.